everybody. Welcome back to Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast here on the Boss Rush Network. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
I don't know.
Hey.
Also joining us this week, special guest Dark Stoy, as opposed to regular
Dark Stoy?
Yeah, it's because
I don't know. I'm watching the Twitch stream. I'm watching the Twitch stream right now, and I'm in full color, boys.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
You're dressed in all black. You got your black beanie on. It's like, God, Dark Stoy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I suppose. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the time where Light Stoy turns to Dark Stoy. So I'm gonna be super edgy on this podcast.
Edgy. Give me your best edgelord voice, Stoy.
I could go emo, like, all
right,
like,
give me emo Stoy.
It's just so bad out there, man. Like, just I don't have any friends. All I do is sit around and play video games all day. I just don't. People suck, man.
Life is a sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah, all these people walking around with
Wow,
STDs and like they're all fake. Everybody out there is fake.
That was dark.
Jesse, do that little hair whip thing. I know you can do that. There you go. Yeah.
You guys are just the.
Because you got that.
Yeah.
He has that like one side that like apparently his barber was like, "Fuck it, I ain't gonna cut that side." So like, I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah,
like, what's
just
up with
shave
kids these
one
days
side.
having like half their head cut?
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't understand anything.
Corey,
that
you tell
happens.
me you're young and hip.
That's
What's up
a
with that?
false statement, as I've ever heard one. It's
I don't know. I think you're pretty hip. You're pretty cool.
That's not true. Who thinks that?
Okay.
Who
I
thinks
think that.
Hmm.
I do.
I don't know.
You're hip. You dance the Macarena before every episode, and
I do.
that, you
the
get on the
hottest
Venga
music
bus.
of 1999 is the Macarena.
You get on the Venga bus when you go to work.
I drive my own car to work. By the way, I went to go get my car fixed today, and they informed me very nicely that
Now that song was in my head. I did that to myself. Oh God.
they informed me very nicely that it was going to cost me an arm and a leg next weekend to get it fixed, and I have to get it to pass e-check. And even to trade it in, my car has to pass e-check, but I have to pass e-check so I can go get my license tags renewed, my license plate tag. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
So
We I think I was gonna say they started kicking that back up again because for a while they were, at least by us, they were suspending registration on vehicles. So.
yeah, I mean,
At least
it's still you still have like 60 days because of pandemic mode or whatever, but like
yeah.
still I mean, it's been like 20 for me, so whoops. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Well, I went.
At least we're not.
I went to go do it, and then I didn't pass e-check, and then it's gonna take like a couple weeks to get the part, or like a week to get the part. So I was like, oh God. Anyways.
I was gonna say though, at least we're not New Jersey, where like every 6 months you gotta get your emissions checked, and if your car's like putting out too much bad emissions, you can get fined for it if you're not doing stuff to your car, and like it's just like, man, what a mess.
So
It's true.
every 6 months, damn.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's like every 6 months.
they're like the only state that has to do that. It's like really they have like really weird emissions laws.
Well,
Yeah.
Jersey's a dirty place anyway, so I suppose they have to do that.
I mean,
Sorry for any Jersey fans out there.
Jersey actually isn't too bad. Like,
because they have all these restrictions.
I suppose, yeah.
Well, and I mean, I when I was like 18 or whatever, one of my exes was actually from there. I met over the internet, and I had gone there a few times and actually seen her. And they had some like really, really, really nice places that reminded me of some of the areas in California that I went to. Because like literally every park there is like a really, really nice garden, like
cool.
with waterfall and like little water like streams and stuff in them, and like it was there was some really nice areas. I went to Nutley, Nutley, New Jersey.
Can I speaking of New Jersey, and I want to say this before I forget, but like I really appreciate the different Covenant voices in Halo Infinite. And did you guys hear the New Jersey accent ones?
No, I didn't.
It's so good because a lot of times I like to I have no central awareness of like what's around me sometimes. So sometimes I'll be walking through an area and I'm like, oh wow, there's a bunch of them standing right here. Oh shit. So like one guy he was like, well, when that Master Chief walks in here, I'm gonna blast him. And I was like, what? Since when do these guys get to be a bunch of Jersey mobsters? It's great.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Like when you just hear like a bunch of the grunts just talking shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, that's always been some of my favorite parts of Halo Infinite. I mean, I'll talk more about it later, but it's so cool that they still have that banter. But
it's a pretty light news week in terms of like probably actual discussion. So like I think Halo Infinite and like, you know, announcements from Jeff Keighley's money making announcement program from over the weekend.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. It's man, the first half was like okay in terms of announcements, but then man, that second half was like I mean, I didn't really watch the whole thing. I was really just watching because I knew Hellblade was going to be there and I really wanted to see it. And by the way, spoilers, Hellblade looks dope as hell.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Oh, man. But yeah,
I know I heard that well, we'll talk more about it later.
Yeah.
Fine. Save it for later.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jersey, I'm pretty sure it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you guys are doing okay. I mean I'm from Milwaukee. I can't talk.
You know, obviously, I mean, just like anywhere.
I drink
it's
Hams.
got its bad
I
places.
Hamster, so it's what does that say about me?
Yeah, I mean, it's Jersey's definitely got its bad places. Like you know, like where I had to meet up with my ex was in Newark, New Jersey, which is like the murder capital of the state. Or like someone shot like every 3 hours or something stupid like that.
You talking Detroit or?
No, it's smaller, but it's worse.
Why? Why? Like
I don't know.
Why? Who's shooting people? Why do we need? No, let's not go there.
I think I overheard actually that Milwaukee is in the top 5 per capita. Like we're up Chicago here. Like I mean, it happens like every day or something. Like you watch the morning news and it's like another one dead, another one dead, another one dead.
Yeah.
I think we're up to like almost like 100, like I think about like 120 a year. Like it's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. How people are gonna make you mad about stupid shit these days? Like you know, some places it's like, hey man, like, you know, you looked at me wrong. Bam, blast you.
Bam.
Yeah, I mean, like when I went,
just like that. You're that insecure about yourself that you just didn't like the way the guy looked at you. You know?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like I literally when I went, so while I was visiting, we went to New York, and like my ex straight up told me like just do not look at anyone, don't make eye contact with people. Like
in New York
doing that now.
Yeah.
In New York?
I don't. Yeah.
Oh. Or Newark.
New York.
Oh, what? No, that's not true.
I don't know. And things could have changed. I mean, mind you, this was, quite a few years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's one of those things.
Before 9/11.
It's different. It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take a picture with the fake Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's all. So, man, good times. Yeah.
Great times.
How did we get here?
I don't know. I think Jesse's. I think someone said something about New Jersey, and then Jesse's like took it way down to be like, "Hey, New Jersey's a shithole, and so is New York, and like everywhere is terrible, murder. Everybody's murdering each other, and that's
Yeah, I said the only thing good about Jersey is Mike's sandwiches.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's sandwiches are pretty hot. Pretty good.
Jersey
Keep your eyes out.
Mike's. So,
I like your accents.
thanks. I did my best.
I mean, the Jersey accents,
Oh, well.
not your accents.
I did my best.
Yes, you did, and you do a
any-
great job of doing your best.
I still did
Anything's
my
better.
best.
Anything's better than the Boston accent.
I don't know. I like the Boston accent.
I know. Gosh.
I keep it like every
Don't-
time I talk to Stephanie, I always.
I know,
wanna-
I was gonna
always want
say,
her to
don't-
kind of go full Boston.
I'm
I was going to say, don't
Like-
tell Stephanie.
Yeah.
yeah, but
No,
she-
I've ripped on her
hers is
before.
pretty
I
light.
was.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like-
pretty late.
I feel like
We've
Wednesday
talked about
night.
it before with her.
I feel like Wednesday night now I'm going to get yelled at. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, ah.
No, like, see, that's the thing is, like, I like her accent sounds perfectly fine. It's I think it's more of like, actually, I think more Philly. That Philly accent is I think what I'm more thinking of.
Well, Boston's pretty bad.
God.
They can't even say ours. Like,
Well,
tell her to say,
yeah, some
tell her
of
to
them
say
are
how
really
wicked smart
strong.
she is by parking the car in the car park.
Ah,
Try to have her say that in a full Boston accent. See how that sounds.
God.
the car, we're here.
Right, wicked smart. You park the car in the car park.
Oh,
Park
God.
the car.
All right. I'm getting us out of here before we all get yelled at in our Twitter
Whatever.
chat.
You know, Bostonians, come at us. Come at us. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, and we can't say Milwaukee, right?
It's fair.
We say Milwaukee. Like we just skip a few letters,
Wait, Milwaukee?
and we say bag.
I've never heard. I've never
Oh,
heard.
God.
No, you gotta live in Milwaukee to know that. Like it's a thing because like when people say, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm from Milwaukee.
I think
Milwaukee.
it's just in general, a lot of times people have a hard time pronouncing city names and stuff here because they're like Native American or whatever, and they don't know how to pronounce certain. But living here, you hear it all the time, so it's not that big of a deal. But
Oh yeah, try saying Economawalk, or like I think I got into a fight with Josh all the time. Every time he says McWanago,
yeah,
like he says it McWanago, like he adds an H to it, and there's no H in it. So it's like, why put letters into things that don't belong there? Like, don't. But that's the English language, and the English language does that all the time.
like I always love the GPS Google GPS always says pronounces what it is. It's like Oneida, it pronounces it Oneida.
Oneida, yeah.
It's like, no, it's Oneida.
Yeah. They don't. GPS doesn't work very well. It's fine. It's
All right,
okay.
so Corey
Don't
says
worry.
put it in the bag. Corey,
Don't-
say put it in the bag.
Why?
Just say it.
Put
Just
it
out
in the
of
bag.
Bag? Okay. Jesse, how about you?
It's bag.
Put it
There's
in
an
the
A.
bag.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
not
see
big.
the difference? Did you hear the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Hear the
my
difference, Corey? Because you're talking, so
Bag.
obviously you didn't hear the difference.
I did.
Bag.
I heard him. He says bag
Okay.
with an E. It's bag with an A.
Yes, with an A. Yeah.
My ex girlfriend and her sister used to say like bagel instead of bagel. Bagel.
Oh God, I know that's how it's probably supposed to be pronounced, but ugh,
I know.
bagel.
Bagel. Yeah.
I mean, you put things in the shopping bag.
yeah.
Bag.
Or when people say milk instead of milk,
Yeah.
those people.
Oh, I heard someone say pillow once.
Pillow?
Yeah. Hello.
Instead
yeah.
of pillow. Pillow. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. The IL, they pronounce it like L. Yeah.
You know, if
Yeah,
everybody just talked the same, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Which means the podcast got that much more
Yeah.
interesting.
I was gonna say, I think Hitler tried to do that once.
I'm disappointed you're not drinking the white monster, the boomer juice. Yamada Zero
Me?
says that in the chat. I have the pink monster. It's the best.
Yeah, and I just always drink the zero sugar one.
I don't know. It's Sunday night, and I'm not looking forward to going to work tomorrow. So it's
Sunday
I'm
fun
drinking
day.
Hams brewed in true family tradition from purest water and choicest barley malt, grain, and hops. Born in the land of sky blue waters.
It's fair. You know? It's great. You know what else is great? This show. You know why? because this is our
We don't know
the
what we're doing.
Xbox podcast here on the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we get together with our friends from around the internet to talk about everything we love about Xbox, including news, rumors, new games, Game Pass, and more. Check out Arsenal X live on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, or on your favorite podcast service on Tuesday mornings. Follow us on all social media platforms at Boss Rush Network and use the hashtag ArsenalX, and you can catch all of our podcasts, reviews, banter pieces, and more on our website at bossrush.net. Also, merch store. Buy your merch. It's a good time.
Sick.
It's a good time. If you
I
know,
totally forgot to wear that shirt today. Damn it.
if you know that person who likes the Boss Rush Network, you can buy them a nice, cozy shirt or sticker or mug with our logos on it. Maybe someday our faces on it. We'll see. Get in there. Buy it.
It'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, you can buy the sick shirt that Stoy came up with.
Yeah. I bought it. I just haven't, I didn't wear it today. So sorry. Didn't even think of it.
Anyways, we're going to jump into what we've been playing. Stoy, we like to start with you
Oh, cool.
most times. So we're going to start with you again, as tradition
Well,
dictates.
Yes, we must keep it tradition because that's what people come to expect.
Yes.
So, I mean, obviously, we'll all talk about Halo Infinite. I ended up picking, like, they just did a shadow drop on Game Pass. Like, hey, guess what? Serious Sam 4, Game Pass.
Boom.
I hate when Microsoft does that. I love it and I hate it because
I know. I had to update the
ahead.
Game Pass article last week like 4 times.
Yeah, that's why it was like so hard to keep up. It's like when I was doing it, I was like, man, they did it again, and it's like it's even worse now. I'm not complaining. Like they need to stop doing this because I love when they do it because it's always a surprise, and it's sometimes a really great surprise. But man,
I'm thinking about just doing it at the end of the week now, like on Fridays.
Yeah.
And be like,
here's
hey,
what came out on Game Pass this week.
Yeah.
That may make more sense.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so they dropped Serious Sam 4, and I never played any of the previous Serious Sam games because the Serious Sam games are like very campy, kind of like Duke Nukem, where it's like he's always like fighting these alien hordes, and he's always got like a cocky attitude, and he's just always like this big gruff like short sleeve T-shirt wearing guy with like jeans, and he's like jumping in and just killing aliens with these big weapons and stuff. So this is the same kind of style, and I think this was a Google Stadia exclusive for a while.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. Like it was like, oh, Google Stadia's got the exclusive rights to Serious Sam for a little bit, and everyone was like, okay, like it wasn't a big, franchise that I guess a ton of people cared about, but now we have it on the normal systems, and it's on Game Pass for free. And let me tell you, this is like Doom, Wolfenstein, and Duke Nukem kind of all rolled into one. And we're talking old Duke Nukem because it's got like the witty one-liners, and it's kind of cool because the characters that you fight with like a bunch of other guys in your military group or military team, and you're fighting these aliens that are invading Earth. And they're trying to. It's funny because the game starts out where basically you're trying to break into the Vatican to steal the Ark of the Covenant because the Ark of the Covenant has a alien artifact inside it that you need to fight the aliens. And the Ark of the Covenant is an actual alien artifact. It's not actually made by humans. So it's kind of an interesting start to that story. And nothing really gets mentioned about it until really way later. Like you're just kind of surviving like the rest of the time. And all it is just basically a run and gun shooter. That's it. Like it's just that style of Doom or Wolfenstein where it's like there's no, cover's not going to really help you. Like it may help you, but you have to run and gun, and you have to go as fast as you can. And the game actually tracks each checkpoint, which is kind of cool. Like it actually tracks checkpoints of like how fast you've gone through it or how fast you defeated these enemies. And it's kind of like that scorekeeping a little bit to where it's like, okay, all right, if I were to play this again, can I try to play this faster, or can I try to get through these enemies a little bit quicker? maybe if you had the right weapon combinations and stuff, because you got your standard shotgun, you got your handgun, you got your assault rifles, you got your rocket launchers, and you can upgrade the weapons too as you see fit. The double barrel shotgun is obviously, once again, the most powerful gun in the game. And the shotguns in this game are some of the most accurate shotguns I've ever played in any game, like out there. Like we're talking like you can make long range shots with these things. And the spread is like very narrow because like, how sometimes like you got a guy up on a rooftop and he's shooting at you. And it's like, if you blast him with a shotgun, like the spread is so wide that it's like, it doesn't even register. Not with this. Like you can actually use the shotgun as a sniper rifle sometimes.
So
I think.
So they're shooting probably slugs more than an actual like.
Well, yeah, because I think honestly, like video games tend to over exaggerate a shotgun blast.
No,
because it's, believe it or not, Corey, I think they do.
No,
I think
that's
they
not
do.
true.
Because like it spreads so wide, and it's like the end of that barrel isn't that wide that all of a sudden it's like sprays out like you're just like spitting or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's still like kind of like a focal like cone shaped point that it's hitting. So, is this the most realistic shotgun blast in games right now? Probably not, but it's still kind of interesting that you're blasting a guy 30 yards away with a shotgun blast and you're actually registering. That's pretty sick.
Sounds like Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is the worst. I think it's one of the worst. Like,
there's been times where like there's the sawed-off double barrel shotguns where you could akimbo them, and they had to, so many times in the past they've had to nerf the shotguns because you could just run around just like sniping people with them in some of the previous Call of Duty games.
Yeah, because I imagine it was so deadly. Yeah, I mean double barreled anything like it's like it kind of harkens back to Doom 2 back in the day. Yeah, and that really cool animation of just like you slapping two shells in there was always really cool at the time. Brings back fond memories of young Stoy. Young Stoy playing Doom 2 at the time.
So is there going to be an Arsenal X or EXP prequel show called Young Stoy?
Stoy.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, if all of a sudden EXP cast gets canceled for some reason, or the season ends, then we got to go Young Stoy. I'll have to hire a young actor to play me on the podcast.
Who's the actor that's going to play you in your life?
In my life?
Yeah. For your movie, the movie about Stoy, who's the actor?
Why am I blanking on his name?
Who is it?
Like I see him, I'm blanking on it.
I see him.
Anyway, I'll think about it later. So the the game is very campy. It is very hokey. It's got a lot of like tongue-in-cheek humor. It's got a lot of obviously obscene humor and a lot of kind of like really funny banter back and forth. Obviously the game is not supposed to be taken seriously. The game is a lot of fun. It's a really fun shooter, and it actually kind of scratched that itch because there hasn't really been a good, besides Resident Evil Village at the time that game came out, there really wasn't a good first-person shooter that I really enjoyed playing. I mean, Call of Duty Vanguard was good, but once I beat it, it was like, yeah, that was all right. It was all right. But I had a lot of fun with this. I really logged in like, quite a few hours into it, about like 4 or 5 hours, and kind of going into steal the Ark of the Covenant, and use it against the aliens.
It belongs in a museum.
Audio.
Sorry.
But the
got excited.
No, you got to, man. Anytime an Indiana Jones reference gets thrown in your lap, man, you got to take that.
Indiana Jones, man. Did you see Indiana Jones 5 got delayed again?
They can cancel it.
No,
but
we need all of
my
it.
Feeling on it. You know what? If you want more Indiana Jones, you could watch the original Indiana Jones movies.
I know, but Stoy.
I feel you.
I'm always intrigued by a future Indiana Jones movie.
Or play the game. It's backwards compatibility.
You're backwards compatible.
Today.
Go away.
You're talking Lego Indiana Jones, not the
the original Xbox.
Really?
It's like a sequel to The Last Crusade.
Yeah,
it's called like
it's in Games
King,
Pass, isn't it?
No, hold on. I bought it when it was on sale.
I did too.
Oh, cool.
Hold on. Games. Nope. Full library.
Why don't you just go on?
Because this is faster. My
Indiana
Xbox.
Jones Xbox.
Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
The Emperor's Tomb. I found that way quicker than you did, man.
It's all right. It's like in Toy Story when they're like, they tell the pig to stop because he's searching for the Al's Toy Barn commercial, and he flips past the commercial, and they're like, "Go back." He's like, "Nope, gotta keep going, gotta make the loop." Imagine doing that today, man. There'd be like 9 million channels to blast through, or they wouldn't do that because they would just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Although YouTube can be kind of convoluted too. It could be a mess to try to find stuff on there.
Side tangent. I was trying to find some quotes from Gears 5 today on the internet for Kate, and it turns out nobody has them listed anywhere, which really bothered me.
Like,
yeah,
because normally you can like find like quotes or like like lines from movies or anything practically.
That's what I'm saying, and I couldn't find them anywhere. It really bothered me.
That is weird, honestly.
Yeah, that was my side tangent. We can continue now. I just was upset by that.
Yeah, that is kind of kind of upsetting.
Because like I wrote our Halo Infinite review, and I went back to my original Gears 5 review that I did a couple years ago, and I was updating it so it would match, the rest of the site, and I was like, you know what, I should probably do that, and I also like republished it at a later date so people could find it easier, and I was like, I started my Halo Infinite review with the quote from the game, the missions change, it always does, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
They always do. And
I love that line so much.
I know, it's so good.
He says it quite often, and I'm always like screaming at the TV like, hell yeah, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. It always good. Changes.
It was good. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to add to my Gears review a nice quote from Kate, like an inspiring quote from Kate at the beginning of this review. I looked for like 30 minutes and I couldn't find one. It sent me to a Reddit thread, and it was like I had to go to like page 97 to find one.
Is it well, Captain, screw your order. This isn't about you. It's about me.
No,
I need to fix this.
I thought about using that one, but then I was like, no, I'll use something different. It was hold on, I'm almost there. I guess I could have just gone to reviews, but it's too late now. Too late. Keep scrolling. Oh my god, where the is it?
But yeah, like I want to play Serious Sam 4. It looked really good. I just haven't. I downloaded. I hadn't gotten a chance to play it yet, though.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of it. Is like the game is just stupid fun. Like it actually controls very well. The level design is kind of well done because they're always like these big open arena like battles because it encourages you. You have to move around. Cover is not your friend. It's not going to help you in this because the enemies are very fast moving. So you have to kind of have space. And every time you get into these battles, with randomly spawning enemies that kind of come out of nowhere, it's like they're always in these big open arenas. So it's like you got room to maneuver. And I kind of like that because it's like there's nothing worse than like putting you in an area where there's like hundreds of enemies, but there's so many obstacles and barriers that you're trying to run, you're trying to dodge, you're trying to dip, and then all of a sudden you run into a wall or like you run into a low barrier that's just like kind of F's with you. So it's like at the very least the areas are open and you can move around and stay competitive against the enemies, and there's always the kind of like humans that can kind of shamble toward you like zombies. There's a big boomer like enemy, kind of like from Back 4 Blood or Left 4 Dead, where like if you shoot him and he blows up, he spits goo all over the place.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like in Left 4 Dead, but yeah, the game is like mindless fun. Like it's kind of got good tongue-in-cheek humor. They talk about like really good one-liners, just whatever. It's a good time. If you want a mindless first-person shooter, this is the way to go. And I think this is kind of one of the, like I said, in a year where we didn't have a lot of good first-person shooters, this is, I think this is going to whet your whistle.
Ooh,
nice.
I love it when you wet my whistle.
That's gross.
I know. That was weird.
It's gross. Now things got weird, Corey, man.
Nothing's weird around here. It's all copacetic.
I guess we're all just good friends, huh?
Yeah. We're all the best.
Otherwise,
the best
I've been playing. Otherwise, I've just been playing more Dragon Age Origins again.
How is it? Are you trekking through? Are you doing all right?
Man, it's one of those things. I feel like I've just like, man, there's so much more content. It's like when I get through to like certain points, like I just gathered all the Grey Warden treaties. Like I got the dwarves on my side. I got the elves on my side, and even just the mages. I got them on my side, and I'm like, man, there's still so much more of the story I got to go through. It's like it's gonna take me forever to beat this game because I want to get to Dragon Age 2 eventually, but
yeah,
we'll see how I get there.
I've decided I think I want to make a calendar of like, hey, if I'm not playing something new and great, here are the games I want to play, kind of in like.
Good luck. I remember I've tried that before and it never works.
I know. I always try and then I don't.
I always have that problem where it's just, man, I buy too many games and I have such a short attention span because like, and then I'll always go back to playing old games. Like I'll get that itch. Like lately I've been getting that itch to go back to Dragon Age, and it didn't help that lore together. That podcast has been kind of like dumping a lot of Dragon Age lore, and I'm like, reading on that, and I followed their stream last night, and I was like, man, I really want to get into this now, like back in the Dragon Age universe. So.
Yeah, that always happens with me with certain games too, where like I didn't play a lot of it, and then all of a sudden someone will go do a deep conversation about it, and it's like, man, I should get back to that.
Yeah, I know, and it's like I got a stack of games that I still have to get to. Like I still have to beat Guardians of the Galaxy. I still got to get into Lost Judgment. I barely got into Far Cry 6, and just games I want to get into that I'm like that I need to get into, and I'm like, here I am stuck on a damn Xbox 360 game. So I mean, whatever. First world problems. Right?
It's fine.
Hey man, video games are great.
Yeah, and I mean everyone consumes video games differently. I'm kind of the same way. My ADD brain, like, it's something's got to really, really be able to hold my attention, or otherwise I'll drop off of it for a while. And sometimes just all I need is like a break from it, and then come back with a fresh, interest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just there's there's even some people that all they do is play one game all the time.
Yeah.
Well, somebody will just only play Call of Duty all the time, or Rainbow Six, or Madden or FIFA, where it's like, that's all they play. It's like, all right, cool, that's great. Yeah. Like I went to Josh hosted another fighting game tournament, and there's people there that play Smash Brothers all the time. Like that's probably one of the only games that they play. It's like, man, I need to do something else. I need to do different things.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to be that way. I used to literally just play Call of Duty for like 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day. Man. And that's it. I would just go play multiplayer and I got really good at it, but I haven't done that in years though now, because I can't anymore. I got to play different stuff. I got to do different things.
You got responsibilities. You can't sit down and play games for 8 hours a day anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You got kids, you got a family, you got a job, man.
I'll be lucky if I get 8 minutes without being bothered.
Yeah. that was when I was working 12-hour shifts, and it would be like 3 on, 2 off, 2 on, 3 off, and like just. So I would have days where, my wife obviously is working because, most people don't have off on a Monday and a Tuesday or whatever. So I could just sit at home and just play for like 10 hours.
Those are nice times. I remember. I think I had a third shift job when I had my 360, and man, I had plenty of time to like beat games over and over and over again. Like that would be the time where I would go back and play Rainbow Six Vegas all the time. Terrorist Hunt, man.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite times.
Good times, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man,
I don't know. You guys want to talk about Halo or something like that? I don't know if you could. Like,
we can, unless I kind of wanted to save Halo for last, just because I think we've all been playing it, and like that would be like a good transition thing, I guess you would say.
Sounds good to me.
Unless we want to jump into it now.
Well, I'll just.
No, Jesse, what have you been playing?
Yeah, Jesse. So tell us what you've been playing.
So, I've been playing Gears of War inside of Fortnite.
Oh, because you got the Marcus and Kate skins.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So
I've been like. I almost pulled the trigger like 4 times, and I'm like, I'm never gonna play Fortnite unless it's with Jesse. So do not do it.
Honestly, I play every weekend. So because I got I still am a the Fortnite crew member. So it's like $11 a month, and I get like a whole bunch of skins and V-Bucks every month. And and then obviously that includes every time the new season or the battle pass starts, I get that instantly right away too.
Yeah.
But so I play it all the time because I've always got something to try to achieve. Yeah. For a while, especially when the season just started. So I've still got a long way to go. I think I'm only at like level 50 on the battle pass. And that means I got another 150 levels to go until I finish it.
Yeah. God. Because I wanted the Halo skin also, and I'm like, no, you're never going to play. Because I think doesn't the Marcus skin on Series X have the matte one too, like the way that Master Chief had it?
I don't know for sure. I know Kate has 2. I think she's the only one who has 2 outfits. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
I wrote the article on Boss Rush where Marcus has 2 outfits. I just don't remember how you get them.
Oh, okay.
I could look it up, I guess.
That could be, yeah. Because like right now, like you can get like, how you have the little spray paint things that you can do instead of an emote. Oh. Yeah, they have. That's like the main Gears of War storyline thing that anyone can. I think anyone can play and unlock that emote thing.
All right, so when you play a match on Xbox Series X or S after purchasing the Marcus Phoenix or Kate Diaz outfit, you unlock the outfit's matte black style.
Okay. Huh. I'll have to look at that. So it's only for him though.
Both of them. It's for both of them. You have to play as one of them, and then if you play as Kate and finish a match, you get her outfit. If you play as Marcus and finish the match, you get his.
Huh. Okay.
Did it not unlock for you?
I don't know. I don't remember anything unlocking like that for her. Because I've only played as her so far. Oh. I just, honestly, like I've said before, Gears 5 has really, really been the one to really, really catch my attention story-wise. Mm-hmm. Like, I just absolutely love the storyline that they're doing with her.
I know. Dude, God,
I think she's just such an awesome character.
Can we talk about how awesome Gears 5 is for like 5 seconds? It's $5 at Best Buy right now, by the way, people, the physical copy. That
is probably the easiest $5 you'll ever spend.
Also, digitally, Gears Tactics is also $5 right now.
Nice.
Buy those games.
Yeah, if you don't have Game Pass, definitely. Because, Yeah, like that's another
Even if you
one.
do have
Speaking
Game
of
Pass.
games to go back to, Gears Tactics is such a good game.
I know. God,
Oh,
Gears.
that game is so good.
Gears, God, I love Gears so much. I feel like Gears is still severely underrated. Anybody else feel that way, or is it just me?
I feel like lately it's been like it seems like it's been relegated back. Like, during the 360 days, man, it was like the next big thing. Like
Yeah.
Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3, even Gears Judgment. Like I have a soft spot for Gears Judgment. But like once it came to Xbox One, like all of a sudden it was like, eh.
Yeah, well, everything that came to Xbox One was
Yeah, that's true. That was kind of like where maybe it stumbled a little bit more. And even like a lot of their kind of Xbox's first party franchises stumbled during that time. I mean, Halo did too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I think Gears 4 and 5 are awesome, but I mean, people
I do
just
too. Yeah.
didn't care for the Xbox One, so I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue during that time. I mean, we had so many good games that came out that just didn't get the attention they deserved because
Quantum
no one,
Break.
no one. Yeah,
Sunset Overdrive.
yeah, Sunset Overdrive, obviously. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's
not
like
a lot
now-
of people had the system at the time. Like,
Yeah.
In the beginning, PlayStation 4 hit the ground running and kept running. Like Xbox spent the whole generation trying to catch up, and admittedly, they got pretty far near the end when they really started to kind of change their strategy. But
yeah,
I think that really hurt a lot of their mainline franchises. Gears especially. Like we have literally no news on a new Gears game, and that's kind of a travesty because Gears is one of their biggest franchises.
Well, I think the Coalition is working on something new before Gear 6. I think they did confirm that. Plus, they were working on that Matrix thing, which I don't know how much time that took, but also Rod Ferguson left, which I think is like a major.
I played that experience, and they modeled a whole city. Like
I know.
I was wondering, like, why the hell? Like when I was downloading it, I was like, why the hell is this 20 gigs? I thought this was just an experience.
It was an experience. It was a big experience.
Literally walk around the entire city. Yeah, you can walk around the entire city, and we're talking like Grand Theft Auto size city, everything in full detail. Like, I mean, granted, like a lot of the pedestrian traffic was all kind of wonky and stuff like that, but for it being just like a basic bare bones experience that you could kind of like fly over and look at and stuff, and then walk around and just experience it, look at the buildings, look at all the detail, like Unreal Engine 5, man, that's like we haven't experienced next gen yet.
Did you watch the Digital Foundry thing on that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like the nanite technology that is used in that engine is incredible.
Yeah, you can actually cycle through that. You can actually cycle through how quickly they can change from day to night cycles. Like you can actually change a lot of the pedestrian traffic, the car traffic. You can actually change the weather, the sun angles and stuff like that. You can actually go through a lot of that during the experience part. Man, like it's amazing what this engine can do. And once games are starting to come out with this engine made, then we'll experience true next gen. But right now, we really haven't experienced anything close to this yet.
Well, Gears 6 is supposed to probably run on this engine, right?
Yeah, I also overheard. Isn't Perfect Dark supposed to as well?
And so is Hellblade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was the most. Oh gosh, dude! Like between the Matrix and Hellblade.
Alan Wake 2, like I was so excited for that too.
We'll get there. Yeah, it's our main topic.
Yeah.
Jesse, what are you playing? Let's roll through this real quick because I want to talk about some of this other stuff.
So the last thing, I've been downloading a bunch of the demos from the demo area, because every once in a while I think they just kind of throw some demos up in there because now there's an actual demo section in the store or whatever.
Oh, is there?
on Xbox? Yeah, I believe there's a demo section now. And so I downloaded the demo of Blind Fate, Ito no Yami, I think it's called. And this is a really, really good side-scrolling like samurai like style, kind of like cyberpunky samurai kind of style, like side-scrolling like platformer, I guess you'd call it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, I mean, there's not a whole lot that, you know, to it, but it's just one of those games that's like, it's basic enough and fun, and you know, it has some depth to like certain things in it, and I just kind of, you know, wanted to try it. And like, when this full game comes out, I think I might actually get it, because it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
But yeah, it's Blind Fate. Yeah, and there's a demo of it you can play, and there's a bunch of other ones, like you can play I downloaded the Tunic demo again too, and that the one, I can't remember what the heck it's called, that we had seen the trailer for, where it's like you're looting like these like caves or something like that, but it's like Tetris, where you've got to like move the different platforms are in pieces, and you have to move it around. Yeah, I played the demo for that. That game is actually a lot of fun.
What's that called? I remember what that's called.
Loot River. Loot. Yeah. So yeah, that is actually really fun. So they have a demo for that. That's pretty big. Like, all these demos have a good chunk of content that you can play. So, yeah, I definitely go check out some of those demos and just go through it, because there's like tons of them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that Justice Sucks Recharged game that I talked about, I think, last week, where you play as the little robotic vacuum or whatever, and you go around trying to stop people from stealing money and whatever, and you can hack into things and make stuff like speakers blow out, and then it will knock them, like, because in the one demo you're playing on like a cruise ship, and so the speaker blows up and knocks the person over the edge of the boat and kills them.
Wow.
And just like weird things, like it's one of those fun games like that are just kind of dumb fun. So yeah, there's a bunch of good demos on there, so go check those out. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for me then.
Cool. I do want to talk about Halo, because I've been playing that. Like I said earlier, I wrote the review on the website, so check that out. But adjacent to Halo, I've been playing the Destiny 30th anniversary event, which includes a ton of Halo content, as well as Myth and Marathon, and there's another thing in there that was related. But anyways, no Oni stuff though, because I think Rockstar actually owns the IP. But gosh, that was a weird game. It was a Rockstar published Bungie game exclusive to the PS2.
I remember that. That had a really cool case.
Yeah,
really shiny.
It was the girl with the purple hair, and like it had real Perfect Dark theme, like art style to it, like on the case. It was
actually a pretty cool game, honestly. Like it played very well, I remember.
It was a third-person shooter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So, so we did the new dungeon. Me and my friends did the new dungeon, which was really cool. It was very, wasn't incredibly difficult. And at the end, they reward you with Gallarhorn, which was the dominant rocket launcher in year one of Destiny 1. I'm choking on something. I'm all right, I think.
Sure.
So we got that weapon. I also got the battle rifle, based off the Halo 2 battle rifle. It's called the BXR Battler. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I got that, and I got the energy sword, which is I forget what it's called. It's called Half Truths, I think it's called. So I got that, and I got the what it's based off of the plasma, not the plasma rifle, the whatever the beam rifle is in one of the in Halo 2 and 3. It's based off that, so I got that as well. And the exotic weapon for
the one that charges up. Where you had to charge it up and shoot.
No, it's like just like a laser that you just shoot, and it's just like a constant laser that you shoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the one weapon I'm chasing now, when it's a pretty easy quest, I just haven't had time to go get it. The exotic sidearm that they included in this anniversary pack is the Halo 1 pistol.
Yeah,
and it's cool. It's called Forerunner, and it's really cool. The lore stapled to the weapon is what I forget what it says something like from a bygone era, the wielder, the first wielder to save the world, used this weapon to take down his foes or something. It's like this whole lore piece alluding to Master Chief, and it's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't like work with Microsoft to get a universal helmet ornament that's Master Chief's helmet. But there's a lot of Halo and Marathon themed armor, which is pretty cool. The Marathon armor for everyone is really cool looking. And then the armor they give you is like just like this Bungie, just looks like somebody just threw up Bungie on all the characters, and the Titans have the needler arm pad with like it just looks like the top of the needler, right, with the spike sticking out. And
oh, nice.
The vest on the back has like the Bungie logo with the lightning bolt, but also it says MC on the back. And there's a 117 hidden in like the hunter set and everything.
Nice.
It's cool. It's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So I've been trying to find all that stuff. It's fun, and if you know the history of Bungie, it's even cooler. Mm-hmm. But Halo Infinite is the game I think we've all been playing at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, a little bit.
The open world nature of this game is cool. And as someone who's never really played a Far Cry game, this concept in a first-person shooter is new to me, and it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a direction I thought Halo would ever go. Like, I would never think they would embrace something like that, much less have the fans embrace it as much as they have. Because, I mean, even leading up to it, when they talked about the type of campaign that they were going to do, a lot of people were like, yes, sounds great, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I mean, the game starts out like a normal Halo game, right? Those first two levels are very right, because you're escaping the banished ship, and then you end up getting to the Halo ring. And but yeah,
I got huge Halo 1 vibes doing that.
Yeah,
I just remember like
mostly
my first experience with Halo, the first one is like going through that ship and like having similar style corridors, like going through and the doors and stuff, but.
Some of the areas were on fire and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. Like it really reminded me of when you were talking about Halo 1, the kind of the levels leading up to before you get to the flood.
Mm-hmm. That's
what it kind of reminded me of, like the blues and the darks with the kind of God rays coming through. And I guess the library with Guilty Spark, I guess, was what it kind of reminded me of a little bit. I really thought once the blast doors open into that third mission, and it opens up kind of into that first section of before you get really into the open world, was like that moment was really cool, going out and kind of taking out that first FOB, or and just taking it out was really cool. So. I'm assuming.
That revealed too. I think. Did you actually? I mean, it took me a while. I had to go back to it, but did you actually go on top of that spaceship?
No.
And experience the Halo music, the Halo theme?
No.
So there's right by that Tartarus or whatever.
Mhm.
After you defeat that guy, and you go out to the open world.
Yeah.
There's like it's kind of like right outside. There's like that spaceship that's kind of like that crash landed spaceship, and right at the front by the nose, there is a little platform that's on there. And you got to do some like trickery with to climb, and you got to go around it and stuff like that. It'll probably take like a couple minutes, but you go out on that platform and you stare out into the vastness of what the world looks like, and you're looking down into a large cavern, a large hole in the ground, and then you see like that Forerunner bridge to your right, and they start playing the Halo theme.
Oh, that's cool.
As you're standing there, and it's like we're talking like the male orchestrated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool. It kind of like goosebumps, gives you chills, just like standing out there, and it's like you're like 1 foot away from like your untimely death. Like if you're not paying attention and just you listen to this epic music, and it's like, this is cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah,
and there's
well,
also an arcade cabinet in the ship too.
Oh, is there?
I found that an accident actually, and you find a Forerunner weapon in there, and I was like really mad because you couldn't play the arcade. Like the arcade's just sitting there, and it does literally nothing. It's just a prop.
What?
Yeah, that would have been funny if you could play Spartan Assault on it or something.
Yeah, or like
one mobile game,
some little like retro side-scrolling shooter that they could just like whip up in a day, like something. But
yeah. I also like really find the events in the open world that you're doing really fun. They're all kind of variations on the same thing, but there's a couple that are like that feel really innovative and really cool. I like finding the Marines, and then you can take them with you if they have like a Warthog or something, or like when you call down a vehicle and you can go pick them up. It's really cool. And then taking out it's really fun to figure out where those Marines are, and then going and getting a Warthog and taking them to a tower, which are like the kind of the main kind of outposts that you need to take out, and like taking them and rolling up with a bunch of Marines to help you is really nice, because like they'll aggro the enemies while you can kind of take them out how you want. It's really cool.
What was that one guy that you had to go after? He had the kind of like modified energy sword. It's kind of more in the southern part of the map.
The sword wielder guy. He had he had the red one, and then like the shield looking one. I think he's called the sword wielder. Is that? I mean, that sounds.
I don't know if that was. I don't.
He is a named character.
Yeah, I know.
He is.
But like in that opening cutscene, they referred to him as the sword wielder. But I forget what his name is, because I was just having too much fun shooting other guys and wasn't. I was trying to listen to some of the cutscenes while my kids were screaming or whatever. Plus, like, it's really hard for me if your name's not like a normal short name and I don't hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of named characters in Destiny. I've put over 2,000 hours in there, and like I don't know who's half these characters are because their names are so odd.
Yeah, or like a lot of times you're just not invested in it. Like it's interesting with games. It's interesting that you bring that up, because with games sometimes I can kind of gloss over like a character because it's like their role is insignificant to my play.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it that way, because they're probably people that spent a lot of time developing these characters.
Yeah,
I mean backstories and voice acting and stuff like that. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Well, I captured a bunch of footage for the video review that I'm gonna try to do on my own time, because I like really want to try to start doing those. And this is the first one I'm gonna practice on. But like, this is like a game where I'm like, okay, I want to play through this again. Because I really want to pay attention to it.
Yeah, see that's like right now what I'm doing is, I'm kind of, going around and searching and, doing that kind of stuff, but I am kind of, also mainlining the story. But what I want to do, because, like they said, they are going to add eventually where you can, redo any mission. And I kind of, like, fingers crossed, I hope they do it like they do in Division, where you can go to a spot and then there, like in Division, then you can pick which difficulty you want to replay it in.
Well, they do that in Master Chief Collection.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, that they do it.
Well, that's I think they're exploring that, because you can't replay any of these missions unless you start the game completely over. So I hope they're kind of exploring those options where, like, if you wanted to, like that first mission where you save the first Spartan, or where you go after the first Spartan, you go after that assassin with the blade.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play that mission again, but maybe at a harder difficulty or even an easier difficulty, like you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
there's a way to do it.
Plus, like, if you're like not trying to do the whole playthrough on Legendary, but you want to start going back for those achievements or whatever, and you just kind of can choose which missions you want to do and kind of do them at your leisure, right? Like, that seems like a smart thing to do.
Yeah. So what are you guys playing on? I'm playing on heroic.
I'm playing on normal.
I'm playing on heroic as well. It's hard though. I'm hard. Like, a lot of the times I was like, man, maybe I should have started on normal, and then like once you're able to play with other people, like you could like switch it to legendary, because it's the one my well, not my one criticism, but like one small criticism I have is like when you die, like the checkpoints aren't as welcoming as previous like Halo 4 and 5 were, at least.
Nope.
Like
sure
they send you back like a couple minutes, which is like, okay, well it was enough for me, like when I was playing late at night, it was enough for me to be like, maybe it's time to turn this off.
And I think that just depends on like what you're doing. Like if you're let's say in an area that's taken over, that's got a whole bunch of enemies in it, I've noticed that, like, if let's say I went into one area, like it saves a couple of times when you're in battle with stuff.
Yeah,
I've noticed. But yeah, if you're just doing stuff like out in the open world and stuff, a lot of times, it will like put you back in certain, areas where it doesn't seem to save as much.
Yeah.
When, in that area. But
well, even like I had it when you were storming that tower, like even like going through an actual mission, it started me over from the beginning, and I got 3/4 of the way into it. I activated the gravity well. I went up the tower and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, this is a good place for me to stop. And then when I restarted it again today, like I was like, oh man, like I just lost all that, because I it's so easy to get lost in playing this game, of just like getting into the combat so much that it's like, your AI. Is her name just Weapon? Like, is that?
It's just the weapon.
It's just a weapon, yeah. And like she's just like, hey, don't forget to activate the gravity well. And I'm like, I'm having fun here. Stop killing the vibe.
Yeah.
And she comes in every now and then. Don't forget that button's over there.
Yeah.
Activate the gravity well. It's like, no, I'm having fun.
I'm having fun. Don't bother me.
Stop, mate. Stop. Leave me alone.
She stopped me a couple times and was like, hey, why don't we try going towards the objective? And I'm like, no.
No, I'm having fun. Leave me alone.
No, I'm going to find this audio log because I hear beeping in my earbuds, which is a really cool feature, by the way. Like, yes, when there's an audio log.
I love that, because I'm not spending 30 minutes looking in an area trying to find an audio log that may or may not be there.
Yeah.
If I hear it, then I'm like, all right, cool. That's like nearby. Great.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, there's probably an audio log here, so I better walk around and find you for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I do like that that there's a lot of little things, and I like that, kind of, again, like I do get some Division vibes from this, and some Just Cause. Like the grappling hook reminds me of Just Cause, because that's how I get around a lot in Just Cause, is using that grapple.
Dude, the grappling hook in Halo Infinite is the best thing they could have ever done.
Yeah, honestly, when you hit that point where you're trying to like get over an obstacle and you hit that right point of that wall where you just kind of like skyrocket over it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like poetry in motion. You're just like, hell yeah, you hit that just right.
Dude, I love like, I mean, I did this in the multiplayer too, but like I love grappling to either like a ship or an enemy and just meleeing them when you get there.
Hell yeah, dude! I laugh still. I do that hundreds of times, and I laugh every time I do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, ha!
It feels so good, man. Like like when there's a brute on top of one of the buildings, and you're kind of like I unloaded a needler while I was running towards him stupidly instead of hiding because my health was low. But like I grappled up to him and meleeed him, and then switched to a shotgun and shot the elite behind him, and it felt so good. Or like I was flying a wasp around, and like I was shooting some guys, but I didn't see the banshee flying around, and it shot me down. But I grappled to the banshee as I jumped out of the wasp, and like took over the banshee. Like it was such a like
Sick.
it was such a like something you see in the trailer, and you're like, I'm never gonna be able to do that. That's just something cool they did for the trailer. And it's like, no, you can totally do it, and it totally feels natural. Especially when you start upgrading. Because like there's a small RPG element to this game, which is kind of neat.
Yeah,
I love the fact that you can upgrade stuff.
Yeah, really, honestly. I mean, even just the grapple hook.
Yeah.
To where you can unlock the ability to like shock enemies and stun them as you latch onto them. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. My grapple hook and my shield are basically, my grapple hook is maxed out. My shield is almost maxed out, and I've upgraded some of the other stuff. Yeah. The one dude though that we were talking about, I think his name is like Okro or Vagadoon.
Oh, the sword wielder guy.
Yeah,
totally normal name that I'm gonna remember.
Yeah. Well, so this is one thing I wished with those targets like that. I really wish that those weapons then that you unlock from them would be in your outpost things where you can, you have that chest where you can pick which weapon you want to unlock. I wish those weapons would then be available. Those variants would be available, because
be a good idea. Yeah.
Because the one character that I killed that was so far the hardest one I went against was the one that had the rocket launcher that actually has the lock on, because the normal rocket launchers don't lock on, only that one does.
Yeah.
And so I wish you would be able to unlock that variant of that weapon then in your chest things that you can pick weapons from. I hope they do. And I don't know, maybe it's just a matter of going into those Reddit posts or whatever, or their their Discord chat thing where they're kind of looking to see what people say and stuff. But yeah, like otherwise I don't have a whole lot of complaints other than audio. The audio cuts out so much for me.
Yeah, it cuts out a lot when I'm using my wireless headset, but when I plug a wired one in, it works fine. But I'm also like I'm also trying to record everything I play right now with it, so like I'm playing it not like a normal human, which is why I want to play through it again.
I'm playing on my 5.1 and I don't have any audio issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like. I'm pushing the button that normally is the horn for the warthog, but you don't actually hear it, but you will see the guys run over to it and get in. So it's like the horn isn't even working at all for me, and any of the vehicles. So I don't know what's going on with the sound and stuff on mine, but
yeah, there was only one time where I experienced some kind of sound issue, and that was when, I guess slight spoilers for the second mission, I guess, when you find the weapon and like you go into that phase where you talk, like you're seeing the data of Halsey and Cortana when she introduces Cortana to you. And like, I had a little bit of a hard time hearing Halsey.
Oh, okay.
But then like there was a small patch. I don't know if that was like there was audio things in that patch, but I haven't had any since then.
Okay.
But my wireless headset, like I like it a lot. It works really well when you're chatting with people, but when you're just listening to game sound, it's kind of all over the place. So, but
yeah, I guess I don't have I haven't experienced any any issues like that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and I did actually have 2 times where the game kind of froze for a second.
Yeah, I had I did have to. Sorry, I keep interrupting both of you. I'm sorry. I did have a issue on my Series S where that third mission when the blast doors open, like as soon as you walked out, my Series S locked up twice, and I literally had to unplug it to reset it.
Wow.
But I made it through, and then it was fine.
Yeah.
But that initial, So.
Yeah, because I'd had those 2, like they were like back to back. There was something, and then all of a sudden, like I haven't had any issues like that since.
Yeah.
It was just like for whatever reason, what had happened is I had done something, like some kind of like a maneuver with my grappling hook, and while it was in the process of something else happening or something like that, and I think I just like glitched it out. I just like did something that the game just did not like.
Yeah.
And it froze just for a second, and then it just went right back eventually. But yeah, it was just I glitched it out weird for some reason, and but since then I haven't had any issues. But just like I said, sound stuff, occasionally my sound cuts out.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, there's some other little nitpicks that I have, like just some of the ways, like sometimes I feel like when you die it's kind of cheap, but also it's
that's Halo.
I know that's what I was
honestly like. Halo, it's one of those things, like it's frustrating, but it's like, well, this is how it's always been.
Yeah.
So
I kind of just ignored that.
Well, and especially when you're
snipers. Snipers are so freaking overpowered. Like, come on, man. How do you go through my shield and my health all with one stupidly placed shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're playing on heroic, those snipers are I like it though. I really like that I have to like not really stealth the mission, but I have to like be like, okay,
you have to be tactical.
You got to be smart. Yeah.
Yeah, be like, okay, I'm gonna step out, see where these laser beams for the snipers are coming, so I know where they are, and then I'll go back into hiding, and then slowly take each one of them out, and then I can move forward, and then worry about the rest, and make plans from that point on. But like, I really like the challenge that I have right now in heroic. Yes, it gets very hard, especially when there's a point where I had to go against 2 of the invisible dudes.
Oh god, dude,
swords.
Those invisible guys suck. God.
How many times have I been like, how the hell did I die?
Yeah.
God, they're like.
I like it though, because it makes you use all of your abilities. Because
you'll have to actually use that target acquisition sensor.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to use that, and it sucks because you got to take your grapple hook out of your available like usable inventory at the time to use it. But it's like
you just push right down.
Yeah, right.
Like I've gotten to the point now where I'm like used to switching everything, so it's super easy. I have everything memorized. It's just like right. If I want to switch back to my grappling hook, right down for that, right back for the shield. Yeah, like. Yeah, I really like though that they're kind of making you use those things, and they don't just feel like things that are in the game for the sake of being in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like like I've had some of the issues, and we've talked about this before with Gears of War, where a lot of those weapons you don't even bother using. But I feel like this is the first Halo campaign or I actually like using different combos of guns for certain situations that I'm gonna be going into. I've never felt that way about a Halo game before, like where I actually want to change up my weapon, set for depending on what kind of enemies I'm going against. And I think part of that is just because of the fact that we are going against a mix of different enemies, that are working together versus it just being, like in the past, for the majority of the time, just like, these enemies, and then maybe you'll go against these other enemies later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do really like that aspect of it, that it just really feels, even when you're doing things like in the open world that can feel tedious, it's still on heroic, at least. It gives you that like kind of challenge that keeps it interesting, and you don't get sick of it.
Yeah. So. I also, like, speaking on that, I really like the implementation of the boss fights.
Yeah.
Like Halo hasn't really had a history of a lot of boss fights, and obviously Halo 5 had the same boss 6 times, so
Yeah.
But like they feel like a natural part of Halo moving forward. Like, I really like that they're all different and they all have different weapons and they all make you think tactically differently. Like, I love the boss fights. I think they're cool. I mean, they're hard as hell, but like, they're cool, and they all, dude, like, they all, sorry, Jesse, they all like, right. Like, they all have cool dialogue, and like, they have like their mini cutscene, and like, it's just cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. I love it. Oh, yeah. God, Halo's so good.
Yeah, I think I died like 40 times going against the dude with the lock-on rocket launcher.
Oh, God, dude.
Because it was just so difficult, because like literally there would be like, I would be behind, like kind of somewhat behind the stones, and that rocket would just curve right between that little opening in the stones and get me. I'm just like, God damn it. Like, seriously, How did it go through those without hitting anything?
I know,
first?
It really makes me regret not playing on normal, like, Stoy.
Yeah, but I'm liking that challenge, though. Because, like, honestly, I think this is the hardest Halo that we've had so far.
Yeah, it's fun though. Like, it's definitely it's not perfect by any stretch, but it is fun, and it has a lot of, like, there's a lot of heart in it, which I appreciate. It feels like a lot of love and heart went into it, and obviously money because it's Microsoft. But I'm really happy that 343 got to finish this game and kind of like didn't, with the lack of better term, shit it out last year. I'm really glad they figured it out, and I'm excited for future expansions and whatever, because this is the platform for the next 10 years of Halo, right? This is it.
Yeah, and that's something that I just wanted to, quick talk about. Like, like we kind of talked about what we think they're gonna do. Like, are they gonna do the Destiny kind of like big chunks of story coming out and stuff like that every year or so or whatever?
Yeah, and is it gonna focus on Chief, or are we gonna get like every other expansion is gonna be like ODST versus Reach or something? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna get a prequel story that tells what happened to some of the Marines before Chief gets there?
I mean, I could see that. Like, I could see like learning like what happened to the dude, that you're with, the pilot, like what happened before he got to that point of where he ran into you, or something like that. Because we, I know a lot of people have been complaining about that have finished the game, that they kind of like upset, like they didn't really like that, like they don't know what's going on in the story. But I think that's just because, like we said, like this is the beginning of a very, like an epic tale that's being told, and I think we're not supposed to really quite know yet what's going on because it's very early on in the story.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we have an idea obviously of what could happen. We eventually do, find Cortana, and but like I'm interested, like what is that interaction gonna be like, and is it like because I really do like, as much as I know a lot of people did not like the story in 5, I do like aspects of the story. I do like.
I like aspects of the story. It was just told terribly.
Yeah, I like where it's put us in the storyline, but yeah, getting there wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But I do like where it put us, as far as a storyline of what's going to happen in the future and how we're gonna figure that all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, multiplayer, very good. I know, Stoy, you're not a big multiplayer guy, but this is one I'm going to stick with for a while, I think.
And unfortunately, though, like every other game, when it's popular, you got a lot of cheaters right now.
Yeah,
that are making it not fun.
Yeah, I kind of turned off the cross-play thing because you can do that.
Oh yeah, and, because I watched a video someone had posted up where a dude was just straight up running. He grabbed the sniper rifle and was just no-scoping people from like across the map, and just would turn and boom, like get 3 people in 3 shots, like just rapidly. Yeah. And he had like a 20 kill streak going on or something insane like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like, I just hate it, man. Like, I just don't, I guess the thing is, I just don't understand, outside of just being a douche who wants to try to make videos to get clicks on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
What fun is that? Like, when you really don't have to have any skill or actually try whatsoever, how is that any fun? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. People are stupid.
Well, people like to succeed right away. They don't want to put in the time and the effort and struggle to get good. For example, they just want to be good right out the gate.
It's like, but then like, what's the point of even playing?
Yeah. And
well, for them, it's just all about success.
Good.
Yeah.
For them, it's just all about success. They just want to go in, guns blazing, be successful right away. They don't want to go through the trials and tribulations of trying to get better. These are people who have been spoon-fed their whole lives, or just like, I don't want to work for it. I just want it to be given to me right away. So
it's fair. That is fair.
I have a kind of like a feeling about Master Chief's story going through this, because there's a couple little intimate moments that Master Chief has been having lately that I've noticed, and it hit me really hard. And this is kind of spoiler territory too, where you rescue that Spartan, Griffin, I think his name is, and he has that moment after he passes, where he's just still, and it's like, even like the guy over the radio is like, "Hey man, I'm not sensing movement. Is everything okay?" It even like the weapon is like trying to talk to him like, "Hey Chief, like you're like kind of at a loss for words," because I think a lot of the death around Master Chief is starting to hit him. And you saw that when you encountered the first Spartan death that you saw, like, where even the weapon was like, "Gosh, she's probably been dead for over a month." And even just him like grabbing her gun and just putting a hand on her helmet, and just seeing those little kind of like brief moments of just remorse and that he's having. And it hit me even harder, just like, that pause where all of a sudden he snaps out of it. He's like, "All right, we got to go." And it's like, okay, all right, you had your moment. So like that was probably one of the most powerful scenes for me. And I know there's plenty of game left, and I'm hoping that they kind of push that a little bit more in the rest of the story. And I'm sure they do, but that was probably one of the most powerful, most emotional scenes that I've had in Halo. Like,
well, there's that.
I've never been attached to Cortana
Mm-hmm.
that much. So like, at the end of Halo 5, like I was like,
Yeah.
see you later.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people though with Cortana is like they're not attached to Cortana per se, but they're attached to the relationship of Chief and Cortana and how Chief, she's really the only one that can like, for lack of better terms, control Chief.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, everybody felt for Chief because he lost. It was like a sense of loss. And I mean, to your point too, when he finds that Spartan, you see it even earlier, like when he's saved by the pilot and he goes to float through space, and you see the Marines floating through space, and like he clearly pushes the Covenant out of the way, but he like takes care of the Marines as they float by, and like you know what I mean. Like there's those small moments too.
Well, even like taking the Marines assault rifle, like it was like, hey man, like I don't want to take this from you. This is your weapon, but it's like he takes it slowly and with utmost care. Like it's not like he just grabs it and just keeps going. Like I think it's starting to hit him. It's just like to constantly be like alone on the battlefield has got to be kind of draining on him. Even though he's the guy that's just like the mission's changed. Let's go. He's so business. He's so like, let's go. Let's get this done.
Well, that's the fault of Master Chief, right? Is like he's vulnerable, and that was kind of like the point they were trying to make in Halo 5, I think, very poorly, is that he's been humanized. Like he's a humanized Spartan, where like the Spartan 3s and Spartan 4s are straight up business, right? And the Spartan 2s were like like some of them were faulty, and so some of them were killed, or like some of them were released from the program, by death, really. But Master Chief is not the way the Spartans are supposed to be mentally, and like it's like Stoy, like you said, it's starting to wane on him. And I mean, you think about how long Chief has been in the suit, and like over the course of Halo, since Halo 1, right? Like it's been 10, 12 years at least, and like he's seen so much death, and where's Blue Team, where's Red Team, where's all these other Spartans that what I mean. Like there's so much that Chief has been through and found, and death, and I mean any of that would start waning on you. And I wonder if they're gonna tackle Chief's like mental health at some point. I mean, not directly.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I mean, like you think about it, like he's constantly being put in a situation where he has, he's having to deal with that guilt of being the last one left in his group. Like that's at least that's how it probably feels like.
But he's not though. Blue Team his team was in Halo 5. Like Blue Team was in Halo 5. I know they kind of like want to just kind of make you think Halo 5 didn't exist, but it's canonical. It exists. That story exists. Those Spartans are there, and like I don't know.
I think I mean more so though, like when he keeps up meeting up with these groups of Marines and stuff, where like it's just like like he knows that they might help, like cover some ground and take some stuff back, but he knows that a lot of them are going to die though, like that, like like for the most part he like you hear it all throughout the game, like where they're like like you are the only one who can do this, like like the pilot. There's another really good scene too with the pilot and Master Chief, where the pilot is like lost all faith in himself and doesn't believe in himself, and and then Master Chief has to tell him like you are important, and we are going to do this together. Like you and me are, like I will not fail again with you like I did with Cortana. Like he that was another really, really good moment too. Like, you know, like it just, yeah, I mean, he's like, he keeps on, it feels like he'll find someone and then something happens and then he's alone again. And, you know, and it constantly that happening over and over and over again, you know, like, yeah, I'm excited to see where everything goes, you know, and even finish the game, because I haven't finished it yet, but
yeah, it's God, dude, this game's so good. It's so good. Like, love it.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about Halo at all, or we kind of hit it? Like, I think, you know, Halo is I don't think it's Microsoft Game Studios' best game by any stretch, but like, it's definitely a very, very well done, interesting Halo game. And by the time it's all said and done, like, they could do some really interesting stuff with this.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, like I hear a lot of people talk about the movie, you know, the new Dune movie, where this first one is kind of like explaining the beginning of the story, and then the next one is when all the action's actually going to start. And that's kind of how I feel like with this game. Like, obviously we got action and stuff in this game, but we're really just, you know, only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is just the starting point of something that I think is just going to get way bigger than what it is right now.
Yeah.
So,
well, Halo Infinite is out now. You should play it, especially if you have Game Pass. It's definitely one of the best games of the year, I think, for sure, for me.
Just out of curiosity, is it playing in HDR for you guys?
Yeah, although I usually turn HDR off because my TVs don't really handle it well, and my monitor definitely doesn't.
Mine is not.
I turned it off because of Destiny specifically, actually. So I guess I really don't know.
I actually heard Destiny does not play very well in HDR.
I hate
it's so bad.
The
it's
HDR,
so dark.
Yeah, and it just like, even when it's not dark, the colors get so washed out because the white balance is off that it's just like, it's so bad. And they said they're gonna fix it, but that was like a year ago, and I don't think they are, because they have more important things to do. Like, I don't know, get their next expansion out on time.
I just wish they would just turn it off completely. Just take it out of the game for now until it's fixed.
I think HDR is overrated unless you have a OLED TV or monitor.
Well, I mean, like for me, I've noticed most games that have HDR look pretty decent on my monitor, even though it's not like top of the line. But it just really, for me, it's just dependent on the game. And honestly, the only one I haven't been able to stand it on has been Destiny. Like, that's the only game I've had a real issue with.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, good talk, everybody. Halo Infinite. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Everybody should play it. So, all right. Well, I guess we can get into the news now, since we've been talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're
yeah. I mean, there's a good thing. There's not much news. It's a bunch of announcements from the Game Awards. So,
yeah.
Obviously, we already talked about Marcus and Kate are in Fortnite. I don't think there's anything else we really have to say about that. Hellblade 2, I do want to talk about that. You got that amazing Unreal 5 focused gameplay demo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That's not even supposed to be part of the game. Like, they actually made that demo just for the Game Awards.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's what I read, because it's like, I mean, that was kind of like an interesting mix of like gameplay and cutscene, but apparently, like, I think Melissa Jurgens, I think the actress that plays Senua, said like they developed that specifically for the trailer. Like,
oh wow,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it almost gave me like From Soft, like, kind of vibes, just that giant, crawling. It just like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. It just was something that was a little weird, that we're not really used to in that game. But I loved it. Yeah, it looks so neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean it looks amazing. Like it's if that's, I mean obviously we know that's what the Unreal Engine 5 is going to do, but even just segueing between like kind of cutscene, not necessarily cutscenes, but like scripted events versus actual gameplay, which blended so well. Like it looks amazing.
Yeah, again, like I know, like we talked a little bit about it, but that Matrix demo that's out, like just how seamlessly they blended actual like digital game like versions of the characters and like actual video footage of the characters. It's hard to tell when one is ended and the other one is start, like, because it looks so realistic.
Yeah,
like it's insane. That demo is just insane.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see that till 2022 or 2023.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
I really think they've just been kind of dragging their feet with this.
Well, I think that Project Mara is supposed to come out first, which is their other project. So I wonder how far along that is. But I think a lot of people have said that this is a 2023 game. Man, 2023, just imagine. It'll probably be like Fable, this, State of Decay 3.
Perfect Dark.
You think Perfect Dark's that close? I guess it could be.
Maybe not.
I think
Maybe
2023, 2024.
Probably the Coalition's next project. Hopefully it's Gear 6, but it's probably going to be that other project they're working on. God, dude, I've been thinking a lot about Gears lately, by the way. And like between Hellblade,
we haven't been able to tell.
like Hellblade, yeah. Sorry, guys. Just God, Gears is so good though. Like, I don't know. The more I think about Microsoft's lineup in the future, it's like, man, they've got a lot. They've got so much announced and coming that it's like insane to even keep track of. And thank God for Game Pass is all I can say. That's all I can say is like, thank God for Game Pass. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. God, there's so much. I can't even remember everything. Compulsion's next game, Project Midnight, whenever that's announced.
Not to mention all the, the games that we don't know about that are like, like indie games that they'll like get exclusivity, like timed exclusive deals.
Yeah.
Like Death's Door, that we got this year and stuff.
Yeah. God, I keep going to the store to buy Death's Door and I keep forgetting. Thank you for reminding me just now. I've been in the store and like I get sucked into the deals section. And I'm like, oh, let me check out what's coming. And then I exit out and forget to totally look for Death's Door. It's only $20, right?
Yeah. I actually, the other day I went back and started it over again because I love that game. But
oh, by the way, just a FYI, as I'm in the store, the Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War bundle with all DLC is only $10.
Damn.
Which is a good deal. I just wanted to give a PSA out there because it ends on Wednesday, so it'll go up. This show goes up on Tuesday. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head, guys. Math is hard. Anyways. But yeah, Hellblade, dude. Like, her, her movements, like, the way, what really impressed me, it wasn't, like, the way it looked or the way, like, because, like, you can do all that kind of stuff in demos and stuff, but, like, her facial animations and, like, the spinning image of Melina Jurgens in the, like, yeah, in Hellblade 1, it looks like her, but, like, this makes that original model not look like her. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, the character model is insane, but like when she's running out of the cave from the giant, like when she's running, she looks like if you've ever watched video of her running, like training and stuff, I don't know if you follow her on Instagram or anything, but she posts her training videos on there. It looks like the way that she runs, and like her arms are like tucked in and like really like tight running, and like the way she throws the spear and like stumbles when she throws it a little bit is like all these little things make it look so interesting.
Yeah.
And that giant was gross, by the way. Just grotesque. I'm sorry. Gross.
Yeah, that little flab underneath his armpit.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
I know. It was like, God, what do you got? Like
Skin tag.
Yeah, giant skin tag that's bigger than a human being. Good one.
Yeah, she's been going through like I think 2 years of like kind of like combat training because she wants to do all the motion capture herself.
And like,
so it's good so that it becomes authentic. So you like that it's like, okay, obviously, her body model moves like, but like her movements don't fit the body model. So obviously they want it to look natural. But
yeah. I also like the look, like they changed the look a little bit from that original look where like it was very colorful, like dark but colorful in the last one, and this is more like she's got the navy face paint instead of the red and like the dark clothing on. Like it looks cooler, I would say. Also like the little details in the braid and like the hair ties and stuff was really cool. I can't get enough of the way this game looks.
Yeah. This is definitely, has been, since I finished the first one, has been something I've been anticipating for a long time. Yeah. Like, I just love the character. I love the whispering and stuff that happens. Like, because like you have to play these games with headphones because there is no other way to experience it. Like
no other true way.
Yeah, like just having all those whispering and stuff, switching from ear to ear and stuff while you're playing. It's just such a I just really love that kind of audio stuff.
Yeah, I wonder how big this game is going to be. It's definitely giving me more God of War vibes, like we kind of talked about like a couple months ago. Instead of as much as I wanted to be like a Horizon style game. I know that didn't really make sense for like, the voices in her head or whatever, but like a God of War style game might work better. And it seems like that they might be going that direction. Although I don't know how the scale of this game, if it's going to be bigger or whatever, which it kind of looks like it's going to be. But anyways, we'll move on. We talked a lot about this game. It looks so good though. Speaking of games that have been around for a while, Cuphead, the delicious last course, has finally got a release date.
And I love
what have they been doing the last 4 years? I gotta know.
Drawing the entire DLC. I mean, the whole game is hand drawn.
They might as well just call this a sequel.
I know.
You've been dragging your ass for 4 years. I totally forgot this game even existed. And then all of a sudden say, hey, we finally got DLC for a 5-year-old game.
They hand drew the entire game, though. It's not like
that's fine. That's fine.
It's not like,
but it's not like you have to reinvent the wheel.
But they're hand drawing it like on paper.
Well, in some ways they kind of did.
So
now you can play as that new girl character in all the original game as well.
Yeah, they had to draw all the new power ups. They had to draw the new character going through all the old levels with her new moves and new reactions from the bosses, like adding how many bosses they say they added? Like a whole island's worth of bosses, like 4 or 5 bosses I think they added.
Yeah,
and the team is only 4 people large. Like it's not like they have like external help either.
Yeah, that's the thing is like like we've talked in the past about like wanting to see like behind the scenes like documentaries about games being made. This is one that I would love to see because just the art, the drawing aspect of it, like seeing all the process that went into doing that part, to me would be super interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's coming. When is it coming? June 30th is the date. June 30th, 2022. The trailer's cool. I probably won't play it because this game is incredibly difficult and I suck at hard games, so I will not be playing it, but I'm glad it's coming. I'm glad people will be excited for it. Another game I won't be playing, but I know Jesse and Stoy will probably be playing, is Alan Wake 2.
Yep.
Yes.
It looks like they really chose, because like from everything that I heard, like Alan Wake was like a really cool experience, but like they tried to straddle the line without going full survival horror or full action game, and they kind of like straddled the line and not incredibly well either way. But this one looks like they're going all the way in on survival horror, which I think is the right. It seems like the right direction based on what I've heard about the last game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like
I thought they did just fine, honestly.
Yeah, I thought it was a good mix of the two, but I definitely would rather personally see more survival horror for me, but that's just because that's my favorite genre of pretty much anything. Movies, I love horror,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just just it seems cool. I'm glad they're going survival horror. But I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about Alan Wake? I don't know, Stoy, you seem quiet today.
Oh no, I'm good. But yeah, I thought, what they did with Alan Wake, they kind of like tried to break new ground with trying to kind of get survival horror and action in there, and I'm all in favor if they go the full survival horror route. I'm totally for that because I'm with you, Jesse. Survival horror is one of my favorite genres in video games. But yeah, so
cool.
I'm kind of bummed that the original actor isn't playing him.
Wasn't it just Sam Lake?
Alan Wake.
Or
no, well, yeah, but isn't it being played by Nolan North or something now?
I don't know.
In this new one, wasn't that Nolan?
Get out
North
of here! Nolan North doesn't need to freaking play as him.
It
looks like Jared Leto. Honestly, I thought it was like, oh, are we getting a Morpheus game?
I don't,
like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually the original character is actually playing him in this one. I think that
it doesn't look like it.
No. So yeah, I was kind of bummed about that, just because like the original character was in Control and stuff. So it's just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird choice. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to do it, but
looked like Jake Gyllenhaal to me. To be honest with you, he's got them Jake Gyllenhaal eyes staring into your soul.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So, all right. So we're not going to talk about. We'll talk about the Star Wars game on our favorite announcements for the topic of the show. The last thing we're going to talk about, I guess, is nothing really new to report because I know it has a lot to do with the end of Halo Infinite, which. I don't really want to spoil, but Microsoft files a new trademark for Halo: The Endless. So I don't know. I
don't know what to make of that.
It's
one of those things.
When I first read this, I was like, well, maybe it's like a trademark for another territory. Like they can't call it Halo Infinite in another territory, so they call it The Endless. But like, I guess it has something to do with the ending of Halo Infinite.
Okay.
And like when you beat the game, you will know what the endless means. But,
okay.
So if you want to find spoilers or you've beaten the game, go ahead, find it. So, all right, time for our segment for Stoy called "Pass It On" to tell us what's coming to Game Pass this week. Stoy, what came to Game Pass this week?
Man, give me 1 second.
Besides Halo Infinite.
Yeah, right. So one of the big things that's coming out this week that a lot of the people in the Boss Rush Network are pretty excited for is Aliens Fireteam Elite.
Yes.
I have this on the PlayStation, and all the guys on my podcast, like EXPcast, all got it on the Xbox. So I was like, well, that kind of sucks.
It's cross-play though, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's just not good cross-play. It really isn't. When we first got on it, it doesn't work very well. So at least at the time, I'm pretty sure now they work it out just fine. But now that it's on Game Pass, obviously that means it's going to run a lot smoother. So that's coming out December 14th on the cloud, console, and PC. So by the time you listen to this, it will be up on Game Pass. So, and I really enjoyed this game. This game is really good to kind of scratch that itch for. You got two types of Aliens fans I've noticed. You got the ones that like Alien, and you got the ones that like Aliens.
Mhm.
Now, the Alien is obviously the more survival horror aspect, and Aliens is the action focused group.
Mm-hmm.
So, in all my years of interacting with fans of the franchise, it's either one or the other, and they don't get along very well.
Yeah.
So you got you got fans that like Alien Isolation a lot, and you got fans that like Fireteam Elite a lot. You know.
Yeah. Well, and the people who like Aliens, I think, are the people that absolutely hated Prometheus.
Yeah.
Like, because I love the hell out of that movie, and so many people that I would say that to, like, are just like, "Oh, that movie was not good." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not good?" Like, it was such a good, like, just horror kind of movie. Like, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's just like
Yeah.
it's either one or the other with
Yeah.
the fan base, and you'll probably have there are probably outliers out there. Like David's listening to this right now, and he's like, "No, Stoy, no, I like everything in the Alien universe."
Yeah.
Like,
See,
that's cool,
I mean,
man. That's great. You're a minority player in that. But I don't care either way. Like, I enjoyed both movies equally. I even enjoyed Alien 3. Like, I like that movie a lot. But yeah, so this is a good fun alien shooter. You're gonna like it. Okay,
Yeah.
have fun with it.
You guys, if you guys are ever playing on a Saturday, I'd so love to play with you guys, because that's my problem. Is I was gonna pick this game up, but I need someone that I need to know that there's gonna be other people who are gonna be playing this that I could maybe play with.
Well,
Right.
You know, because I just don't want to play it by myself.
Let me tell you,
just doesn't seem like that
Stephanie
kind of
and
game.
David have been trying to tell me to play this game with them as the day it comes out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll download it, so we'll play it sometime.
Yeah. We should.
they've definitely messaged me too. They tagged me in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, you got some game called Among Us
Wow. Cool.
coming out on December 14th on console. That's cool. So, like, obviously Among Us has been a huge success, kind of like an underground success. Like, who the hell thought like a game like this would be so popular? I mean,
Well,
good for them. It's not something I'd want to play, but
It came out like what, 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and it just blew up this year. Was like the big thing.
it blew up last year.
Yeah. I was
it
gonna
last
say,
year?
yeah, like you know it's popular when they've put it in Fortnite, because this game is basically they have their own version of this exact game in Fortnite that you can play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think they tried to sue them or something like that, or they
Yeah.
tried to kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
But no,
Roblox does too, and like all those.
well, I think the game was out for a while, and then like some big streamers like caught on to it, started playing it, and that's how it kind of spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the new thing is the Squid Games. People are putting the Squid Games in their games, like making a version of Squid Games for like Roblox, and all these kids that I'll never, won't be able to watch that show for like another 10 years are playing these games that they have no idea what the even context is of it. It's so weird, that whole aspect.
Otherwise, the Gunk is coming out on December 16th. I mean, that's cool if you like, I guess, trash games or something like that. Whatever. It's like you're defeating enemies with like a proton pack like thing or something.
It's like,
and it's like you're using your environment to suck up things and then use it and weaponizing it or something.
I'm excited for the Gunk. I think it looks cool. I mean, Image and Form is a cool studio. The SteamWorld games are pretty okay. I think a lot of people like those, and
that's essentially what this is, right? Is a 3D version of those games.
It seems like it, but they also announced a 3D action game in the SteamWorld franchise like a week ago like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So this game was probably their prototype.
Mhm.
Like they like tested out their stuff in this to
Mhm.
like I've heard people also relate this game to the gunk to Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I got big vibes off of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to think of, because I'm like, you got kind of like a proton pack thing, and you're sucking things up and whatever, and then Luigi's Mansion. That was definitely it. That's totally dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's coming out on the 16th.
Yeah.
So
Looks good.
this Thursday. So, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft is gonna like shadow drop something else this week and totally make me look like an idiot. So stay tuned for that. Who knows what they're gonna drop this week and surprise us, because Microsoft be Microsoft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for Game Pass. That's all I can say. Right? I mean, man, I want to do like a bonus episode at some point just talking about Game Pass. Because
and just like some of the stuff that like they've done over the years, and
I mean, out in the last year, just think of all the first party games alone and like the big third party games that we've gotten on Game Pass, right? Like launched with Gears Tactics, we got Flight Simulator, we got Psychonauts, we got Battletoads, we got Tell Me Why, we got Outriders, which is still currently my game of the year. Spoilers. We got MLB The Show, like that's 9 games I just listed that in the last year, right? That would have cost you, I don't know, what's 9 times, we'll say 60 to keep it low, right? I mean,
$500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and that's not even including the games that, EA Play has added, or, because they added Jedi Fallen Order this year, the entire Crisis trilogy is playable on there. Like, there's Game Pass. God, Game Pass so good.
Yeah, and just like this month alone, and the end of last month. I mean, this is when people are trying to save up money for Christmas and all that. So, like having Game Pass, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, I got to pick between this or that, it's
And plus they added like the Final Fantasy 13 games to it this year, and 10 through 13 I guess is what they added, like RPG Central on here. I don't know. When anybody's like, do you want any games for Christmas? I'm like, no, Game Pass. Give me Game Pass subscriptions, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the best Christmas gift you can get. They sell the cards.
Yeah.
Like you just walk through Target.
They are selling 3 months for like $20 over Black Friday. Like, crazy. I bought a whole year during Black Friday for the price of like 5 months or something. Stupid.
Not bad.
Oh, so good.
And I think it's safe to say we're not getting that Final Fantasy VII remake on Xbox.
I mean, look,
because it got put on PC recently, or it's getting put on PC, and they didn't mention anything about.
I think they're going to announce it like an Inside Xbox or something. I think they want to save announcements like that for Inside Xbox. And Square's been they've been working with Xbox a lot, right? I mean, not that it's on the same level by any stretches as the Final Fantasy VII remake, but we got Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition and Octopath Traveler before PlayStation did. Like, Octopath is still not on PlayStation.
But I feel like PlayStation has been giving them a lot of money to kind of keep the Final Fantasy stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, which is fine. Like, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It'll come eventually.
I don't think so.
I think 16 will come eventually. I don't know if Final Fantasy 7 will come. I think 16.
I don't think Final Fantasy 7 is coming.
All right. Well, let's jump into our topic of the show. Almost 2 hours in. It's okay. It's fine. We're going to talk about our favorite announcements at the TGAs, the Game Awards, the Game Awards, apparently is what I just said. Keeley's what did I say it was called? Keeley's announcement money making extravaganza.
Yeah,
Tour.
something to that
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
You can go cross-platform. I don't care. What were some of your favorite showings? Some of your favorite announcements?
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's money making announcement tour.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I don't think it was an awards ceremony. I really don't. It's they physically presented 4 awards.
Yeah.
And thankfully one of them was Lady Dimitrescu's voice actress. Forget her name off the top of my head, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because we saw her.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her. But it's just like, if you're gonna make yourself a reputable award show, and I understand Jeff Keighley needs to pay it, and he thanks his sponsors, he thanks the people that kind of donate their money and help fund that, and there's a good group of people on the board of the awards show group, whatever, big people with big money, but like to throw in footnotes at the like they gave away 3 awards before even the ceremony began. One of them being Forza Horizon. They gave the award for like best sound design.
Yeah.
To Forza Horizon before the award ceremony even started. Like, how the hell do you do that?
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
and
weird.
then like, some moments like, oh, here are the nominees for this, and then a long pause, and that award goes to this. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, trailers. Everyone comes for the trailers, but then make a second award ceremony, make a second showcase about it.
I think
Jeff Keighley's Summer of Games, that's cool. Save it for that, but make the Game Awards be about the Game Awards.
Yeah, I almost think you could almost do like a 2-part show, right? Where like, okay, before the award ceremony, we're gonna do our big reveal stuff, right? And
honestly, put that in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Put that in the pre-show. All those trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Put that in the pre-show. Maybe talk to the developers or something like that. Because like when they announced Alan Wake 2, they brought Sam Lake on.
Mm-hmm.
So like, hey, cool. Like talk to us about your new trailer. Or that other guy that what game was that? Where they talked about that stupid one that Iron Galaxy is making. Did they bring the developer on for that?
Are you talking about GTFO?
Oh yeah, GTFO. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, but like they brought on that guy to talk about it, and he stumbled through half of it. It's like, man, this is a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even Games for Impact, they put in the pre-award show, and that's usually a pretty important platform for those developers to talk about what the game meant or what the. Can you imagine like giving the award to that Dragon Cancer, the developers of that, and then just like, fuck it, here's your award. Like in the beginning of it, that's a very impactful game with a very meaningful message behind it, and it's like to put that type of game like away from the viewers is like
right.
And this ain't an award ceremony anymore.
Yeah,
it ain't.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's definitely not.
I mean, the trailers were cool. I'm actually really pumped for the Wonder Woman game.
Yeah, me too.
Really pumped for that, and the fact that Monolith is doing it, dude, I'm all in.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah. It's about time that Wonder Woman gets a game.
Yeah, and her own game, because I don't think she has her own game.
Nope, she don't.
Yeah, I mean she's in a bunch of Justice League games and stuff, and obviously she's an Infamous, but I don't think she got her own mainline game, and it's about damn time, and I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah.
That's one of those I am too.
I actually this was the first time I was actually kind of excited for Suicide Squad also.
Hell yeah.
I
was like, okay, well, it's Rocksteady, it's probably gonna be good. I'll probably play it at some point. And up until this point, I was more excited for Gotham Knights. But like just seeing the traversal for all the characters and the variety of the combat and how dynamic the combat was, and it just was like, man, I want to jump in there and play this with friends. Like I think it's a multiplayer game, right? They said it as much.
Yeah, it's gonna be co-op.
Yeah. I just think it looks cool. I think it's going to be fun. I think King Shark is climbing up the buildings, and it gave me ultimate Hulk Ultimate Destruction vibes. The way he was like destroying those buildings while he was climbing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, and
cool.
dude, like that, I was just so glad that they made a good movie with that second Suicide Squad movie was so good. Like that's what everyone kind of wanted in that first movie. And so that I just because I love like DC as much as I love the superheroes in DC, I love the villains just as much, like that. So
DC makes some really good villains.
Which is something Marvel doesn't really do. As much as I like the Marvel movies and stuff, like their villains are pretty, what's happening.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, and they're just not that cool looking. Like Thanos is just weird looking to me. I don't think he looks cool. He just looks weird.
I mean, I think it just looks like Grimace went to the gym.
Yeah,
with The Rock.
Yeah. Right, no kidding.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked Infinity War and Endgame a lot, but like just his design is weird. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think Warner Brothers is willing to take a little bit more of a violent risk than Disney is with Marvel. You know what I mean? So, speaking of games that I liked, I really enjoyed the Horizon's Forbidden West trailer and the musical thing they did afterwards. I think I mean that was the I really liked the other trailers for that game, but they really just were like, hey, this is just more Horizon, which is good. Like I want more Horizon, but this trailer really was like, I should probably start thinking about buying a PlayStation 5 at some point soon, because that game looks incredible.
Yeah. It looks real. I mean, I had no doubt it was going to look good, and just every time they show it, it's like it obviously nails it more. That's going to be the next big AAA title for PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
It still kind of bugs me that they're still developing it for the PlayStation 4, which means they're not pushing the boundaries as much as they should with that game.
Yeah, but that game started as a PlayStation 4 only title that they moved to PlayStation 5. Because the scope
that's true.
changed.
That's true. And that's kind of part of it. It's like I wish we would start, developing exclusively for PlayStation 5, like Insomniac did with Ratchet and Clank.
I think they will soon. I think a lot of their strategy is just that they can't get the boxes out, and they want to sell these games.
Yeah.
They want to be able to say, "Hey, we sold 15 million copies of God of War." I mean, God of War is the one though that is like, man, that should have been developed straight for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's another one too, where I'm just like, man, it just come on.
Yeah.
Let's start seeing what next gen has. And I know, like I said, once Unreal Engine 5 finally hit the ground running, and
yeah,
I'm hoping for some good stuff now.
I'm really excited that just keep on PlayStation 5 for a minute. I'm really excited that the Uncharted games are getting PS5 updates. I've been thinking a lot about Uncharted lately as well, and I think Monday matchup on our social media platforms is Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake, and I've just been thinking a lot about those franchises lately as well. I don't know, man. I love video games. I just love video games, and so I think about them often. That's all.
Can we put an F in the chat for Nintendo fans?
Man, there was no Nintendo stuff there at all, was there?
Nintendo.
There's just that little clip of games that are already out.
Well, I guess Sonic
or even
Sonic
like,
was
hey,
there.
guess what's coming out? Yeah.
Sonic was there.
Yeah, that new Sonic game, by the way, I'm all in. Like I've been waiting for a new 3D Sonic game for a long time, because It's funny. I don't like the 3D Mario games, but I prefer 3D Sonic games.
Mm-hmm. I don't really care for 3D Mario games either. I think Mario 3D World is the best 3D Mario game, and I know I'm in the minority of that. So
I really enjoyed 3D Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
It's awesome.
Too.
So good.
I liked one of the other games that I know Corey has possibly neither of you have any interest in was that Slitter head.
Oh God, no!
That was that one with the body horror stuff.
The comedic
I'm actually
horror
interested
game.
in that. I was a little disappointed that I was like, man, that'd be cool to like kind of frame it like a survival horror type of thing, because like when he said he was one of the original creators and developers of Silent Hill, I was like, oh man, cool. Like, maybe get some Silent Hill like gameplay, but it looks like it's just kind of like a Monster Hunter or like almost like a Nightmare Creatures style game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
looks more like that.
I was really expecting like a Silent Hill spiritual successor, right? I was not expecting this dumb. It looks stupid. It looked like it looked like one of the fake video games you see in a TV show that's like, oh, this guy's into games, he's playing this game. Oh, you see the guy over there, he's got tentacle face.
Yeah, and look, her like head split in half, and like I love that looks so campy.
Yeah,
I loved that ending. Yeah, because it was kind of campy. It was just so stupid that it was great. Like just the whole like her face comes together and she's kind of just got a little smirk on her face. Some old grandma. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked interesting. Mm-hmm. What did you guys think about that Nightingale?
Was that free to play kind of like colonial fantasy game?
Yeah, like
tower building.
Yeah, I don't. It's not really something for me either. But I was just kind of curious if either of you.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. Didn't do anything. For me.
No, it really didn't either. Especially when the trailer popped up, like all of a sudden I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then all of a sudden the tower building stuff came up and I was like, nope, never mind.
Yep. Yeah.
And then that scene in the trailer where all of a sudden all those other people came in and then it was like, look, it's multiplayer. Like, nope, definitely not them.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Same.
I don't.
And then obviously like the Star Wars Eclipse, like, it was, I just, we'll see.
We're not going to see this game for a long time.
Yeah, well
I don't like
some
that
reports are saying 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. Well, it's only been in development for 2 years, and I know they're using a new engine because they hired like a whole team specifically for action combat, like light action combat. I know they hired some ex-Ninja Theory and some people who worked on the Force Unleashed. So, I mean,
we better have some lightsaber fights in this. I'm just saying, like, it's like I'm cool with like Quantic Dream doing their thing with the branching paths and the dialogue choices and stuff. I'm totally for that, but give me some damn lightsaber fights in this, okay?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the what? Sorry, Jesse, we were going to talk about the Star Wars stuff.
No, well, I was just gonna say, I just personally, I'm not really into their game, so it's a wait and see for me. I mean, it looked cool. Mm-hmm. The trailer, it looked interesting enough, and I'll give it a shot if it ends up looking like something I want to play, but I'm just not counting on it because they really haven't made a game yet that I'm interested in.
Right.
So.
Yeah. What? I guess this is an Xbox podcast, so we can't really skip over the Halo TV show trailer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I have all sorts of concerns. It's clearly okay. So it's clearly not following the game canon in the books. It's clearly doing its own thing, right? Because first of all, this is supposedly taking place before Combat Evolved. But he has the Halo 2 armor. Like, he has the Mark 6 armor. And, like, a lot of the descriptions of Halsey are different. And, like, I don't know. First of all, Jen Taylor is back as Cortana, though. So that's cool. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be different. I think it's going to be more of a, hey, here's winks and nods to the games, but we're telling our own canonical story in this universe, and it's going to be separate from the games. It's got to be. I feel like at this point. So
yeah, and honestly, I'm sure Master Chief's gonna be in it quite a bit, but I almost wish that they would focus more on a row or like the Reach characters or like, well, like something different.
The thing is they created 5 new characters for this show, and 3 of them are Spartans. One is like I don't know, somebody who entered the programming and wasn't like fit enough for it or whatever, and I don't know. I like a lot of, like, they got the look down, right? Everything looks like Halo, like the Warthogs and the Mongoose and the Pelicans and stuff. All the vehicles look like that, look great. No Covenant. They didn't show any of the Covenant. They showed like that weird obelisk that is actually, like, if you read the books, I think in Fall of Reach, where Chief finds the obelisk, then leads them to the first Halo ring. Like, that's cool. And the Keys, the Commander Key's daughter, Miranda Keys, looks cool. Like, I think they got her. She looks really cool. But like, clearly going for something different. Or like telling a variation of the story to fit the TV, I guess, instead of the, because obviously I think that's what like when you try to transfer games to a different form of media, like they try too hard to fit a 10 or 12 hour experience into an hour or 2 hour experience, like with the movies and stuff, which is where I think TV actually fits better if you're going to do that. Obviously Castlevania kind of proved that. And I think from what we've heard and seen, The Last of Us is probably going to do that pretty well.
I know a lot of people like The Witcher stuff too.
Yeah. The Witcher.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many people were all pissy about Triss's character? How many people are pissy about Jill Valentine in the new movie Welcome to Raccoon City? I don't necessarily take so much stock when a TV series wants to take a few liberties with, a franchise that's, especially in these cases, video games, because we all know video game fans are a very rabid fan base. Much of Master Chief's story is, before Combat Evolved, is still unwritten. So if they want to take a few liberties with his story and, some of the paths that he takes, then the world's their oyster in that.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts on it. I mean, like I said, they can go go wherever they want with it, and have fun doing it. But
I think that's like, if you tell a good story, people won't care. Like
you'll still get a small minority of people that'll give a shit. That'll get all pissy about it. But whatever.
Yeah. Which, look, when it comes out next year, I will use my free trial of Paramount Plus, and we will talk about it on this show, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I have Paramount Plus, and like, I'm subscribed to that.
It's what, like $5 a month, I think, 7,
well,
8.
Yeah, I think it's $5. I share it with one of my coworkers, actually. So
yeah, I got it in a package deal thing. I got a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, the Crossfire X campaign trailer was shown also.
I can't wait for that. I really can't wait for that. I'm a real good, like, I want real good first-person action story-driven games, so I'm in on this.
Well, it seems like you're getting one from Remedy again, so
yeah.
Neat.
Which, that's the thing, is like, the fact that Remedy is doing it is really what makes me excited for it the most, is because I know that they'll do something that I'll enjoy. The only commercial that I really enjoyed was the one for Bethesda, that really weird one with like the fake animals and stuff, and it just looked all weird. Like,
they were like, we're hiring.
Yeah, and then they did the giveaway with the whole and scrolled a whole bunch of codes on the screen. I really liked that a lot. I was laughing.
Yeah, especially since we're also running out of systems to port Skyrim to.
Yeah, yeah, I love
That's
that.
that's not entirely true, guys. Maybe it is. You know.
Yeah,
I hope in Starfield that you land on a planet and you can just literally play Skyrim on this entire planet.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah,
or as like a spaceman instead of like a like you land and you get captured and you wake up on the cart as you're being pulled into that first mission.
That would be an interesting Easter egg.
Or what would be great is if they made an arcade cabinet where you can play it and they just started putting it in random.
Or like
I was gonna say
Dave
the
and Buster's.
Yakuza games do that.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's.
Or like on your spaceship you can like have like you have an Xbox on your spaceship and you can just play Skyrim on your spaceship.
Yeah.
Oh god. Are there any other things from the Game Awards that you want to talk about, the announcements? Warhammer's 40K Space Marine 2.
Space Marine 2, baby.
God, dude.
Yeah.
Space Marine was so cool. It was like Gears of War with
so good.
swords. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chainsaw swords, man.
yeah.
And how many of you guys looked at that dude that was holding that chainsaw sword, like he was just holding it on his shoulder, and it's like, I want that.
Yeah. God. Let's face it, guys.
Yeah.
You put chainsaws on any weapon, apparently the game is just cool.
Yeah. See, I never got a chance to play the original one.
It's backwards compatible,
I've always,
I think.
yeah, and I've always knew about this stuff, obviously, because like I go to the hobby shops and see all the pieces you can paint, and now they make action figures and stuff that you can only get at like Target and stuff like that. But yeah, like this, yeah, it looked really, really good. I was definitely kind of excited for this one.
Well, surprisingly, chainsaw swords on Etsy aren't that expensive.
Oh, what?
So that's cool. That's good to know. So there's one I found that was like $180. I actually thought they'd be a hell of a lot more money than that. So,
wow.
The other one too, I was kind of surprised to see a legit Texas Chainsaw Massacre game coming out.
Yeah.
and not just a Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a game where you play as the four people running away from them. Like I like this looks like it could be an actual like story driven like game. And then you had the Telltale one too that looked really good. The what was it called? The Expanse. The Telltale series.
oh yeah, I didn't watch that trailer because that popped up before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looked pretty good. And Telltale, it's good to see them coming back because we really have been missing out. Like Life is Strange and True Colors and all those the stuff that's been coming out lately has been good, but it's just we are missing those kind of games right now since they've been gone. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
like I want the Among Us. I still need to play that original.
Yeah, we need a Wolf
play.
Among Us. I know they said that they don't have any news to share, but they will really soon. So
Yeah.
Today is a good day as any, man. Come on, Telltale.
Yeah, I kind of hope that like they sell like eventually the 1 and 2 together, because like can you even play that one still?
Yeah, you can.
You can now? Okay.
Mhm.
Because I know for a little while there when they were in the process of not existing.
Yeah, they took them off the store.
Yeah, but now they are. All that stuff is back, right? Except for Batman, was it? Is Batman the only one you can't?
Yeah, I think Batman was the only one. I think.
Yeah.
No. Batman is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's one that I've always been meaning to go back to. I haven't played it at all, but that I'm just really curious in that story because everyone says it's like their favorite of all
Wolf
the
Among
Telltale.
Us is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah.
So
Batman was good, except it didn't give me any achievements, so I stopped playing for a while. But it was that first one was really good. I didn't play the second one. So
Yeah, I actually just I bought the second one just recently, and I got through the first episode, and I started the second episode. It's really good so far. Like, but yeah, I haven't played it in a while. So
okay.
Lastly, Tunic is getting finally has a release date for next year, so that's cool.
Legend of Zelda, but with a fox.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it March?
March 16th.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Crowded time, but I think that
that's
game
another
has
demo.
Yeah, I think enough people are excited for that it might kind of pass over the entire month of releases, because I mean between February and March there's like 15 games coming out.
Yeah.
So
but honestly, until then, that's why I was kind of glad Death's Door came out before it, because it's kind of it's not the same, but it's very similar. They definitely both have their differences that make them stand apart, but Death's Door really scratched that Zelda itch for me, especially until we get Breath of the Wild 2. But yeah, Death's Door, man, I just love the hell out of that game.
Which who knows when we're gonna get Breath of the Wild 2. I thought it was funny. I threw this on the Twitter chat that how's Metroid Dread, gonna win like action adventure game, the award, and you got a good portion of that development team there, and the CEO of your company is like, sit down guys, I'll accept award on your behalf. Like who the hell do you think you are? Like
that was one of the
imagine
many
if did you see
things.
Phil Spencer's little like really swaggish looking face mask?
Yeah.
Dude, he was looking Gucci that day. But like imagine if like Forza Horizon 5 wins an award and like Phil Spencer's like, nah, sit down, bro, I got this. Like, come on.
I got it. Yeah.
That was one of the cringy points in that night. There was just
and then he reads like, I got a message from one of the developers. Thank you so much for this award. We really appreciate it. All right, have a good night. Bye.
Except for the commercial he did before saying goodbye. The whole
no kidding.
The whole sales pitch.
You spent like 3 minutes or however long. Jeff Keighley, man, some people got screwed on the whole like wrap it up. I think Forza was like accepting a speech and he's like, oh, I'm being told to wrap it up. Like, come on, guys.
It was there's a lot of just weirdness throughout that whole show.
Yeah.
Like even the like, and we don't have to talk about it too much, but just the like, I kind of wish he would have just called stuff out. Like Keighley, just either don't mention the whole like stuff that's going on, and if you're just going to be vague about it and not like actually call stuff out.
Yeah.
But the problem is and like I said this in our chat on Twitter or whatever that we have for the show, but like the problem is there's a lot of companies who have had some allegations over the years recently that should not be forgotten about when having these conversations.
Like Ubisoft is still involved.
Yeah
I don't know. I don't have enough. We don't have enough time to go into that topic right now.
Yeah, right. For sure.
Mean, maybe we can talk about it next week if we have a short week. But like, man,
Naughty Dog and all those too. Like of all.
Yeah. Well,
the people who are making that new Star Wars game.
Quantic Dream.
Yeah, Quantic Dream. They're like there's a lot.
Yeah. Well,
but it's like it's just kind of a bummer that people are forgetting about all that too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's like I said a couple months ago when Diablo 2 Remastered came out. Everybody hates Activision until their favorite game comes out, and then nobody cares. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. So Anyways,
Yeah, I'm done with them. I haven't bought I'm not buying Call of Duty. I'm not buying anything from them until something's done.
Well, I guess I'm a complicit asshole.
No,
why?
like I said, though,
Why would you do?
that's my choice.
What did you do?
That's my choice. I'm not
I
telling
bought
people
Call
how
of
to.
Duty.
Oh, did you?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not telling people how to act about it. You know, that's not my position.
The thing too is like somebody from Sledgehammer. What I forget how I don't want to quote this person, but one of the developers. Oh, it was Alexa Ray Correa she used to work at Nintendo, and then she went before that she was with What's Good Games, the female focused kind of indie whatever group, podcast group or whatever. But she works at Sledgehammer, and she came out and said, like, look, it's fair to criticize the people at the top, but think of all the little people who, like, not mentioning this game at all would have hurt people that actually, like, care and work at the studio, you know? And,
Yeah.
like, it's a tricky line to walk almost when you're talking about this, because, like, your initial reaction, and I think this has a lot to do with social media stuff, and man, we're about to go into a whole nother topic. I don't know if I really want to do this, but it's just like, I think social media has a lot to, like, initial reactions to be, like, over the top and chaotic, and, like, you don't really have, you know, I think we're all kind of smart enough to have a real discussion about stuff like this, you know, where, like, I'm sure Diablo 2 Resurrected is a great game, and I'm sure the Diablo team, a lot of them maybe didn't have anything to do with this, you know, like, I'm sure Rod Ferguson, the leader of the Diablo team, who used to be at the Coalition, didn't really have anything to do with what happened, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, that, you know, that's the thing is, and that's why, like I say, like, I don't want to tell people how they want to deal with something like that. You know, that's my choice. And I do understand, like, that's the thing is, I want to hear those, you know, those people speak out, because, yeah, like you said, and, you know, there's that show I watched, or the, like, documentary thing called, like, 15 Minutes of Shame. And it goes into that whole, you know, a lot of the times we're hearing the story that the media has made for us to be given, and that a lot of times that those words have nothing to do with the people affected, and therefore a lot of the times those words and those stories that they tell us are such a small part of the story, and until you actually hear it from the people who are affected, you don't actually know what's truly going on. You know, you've got to hear it from the people who are involved, and you know, and that's the thing, and it is a really hard thing. But yeah, we'll just enough with that. But
all right, well, we're gonna get out of here.
All right,
this show went a lot longer than I expected, and I mean, it was full. Like, I mean, it wasn't like we were wasting time, but it was like, I was like, man, we're going to be kind of in and out in like maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And nope, we failed.
Nope.
Or succeeded. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it was content.
Yeah. Content. Do it for the content. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast. You can catch us live right here on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network, or on your favorite podcast services on Tuesday mornings. Also YouTube. Also our website. By the way, crossed the 300 sub mark on YouTube this week. So very proud of
Congratulations.
everybody. Good job, guys. Nice. We did it.
Nice.
So it was a team effort. Stoy, where can we find you?
Well, I'm also a part of the podcast EXPcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXPcast, and you can follow me personally at Stoy MKE8, the number 8.
Yes. Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere as Phantom and XS.
And you can find me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on the Boss Rush podcast every Wednesday night, right here live on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network, or on Monday mornings on your podcast service of choice. Check out my Halo Infinite review. Went up. I was proud of it. It was the first review I've done in like 2 years, so I felt a little rusty, but it was fun to write. So check it out. And thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next week, we love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
Spoiler alert, Corey likes Halo.